Hello, Facebook friends. This is me, Jemilah Mahmood, the Undersecretary General of Partnerships at the International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies, together with our lovely guest today, Anousheh Ansari. Anousheh Ansari, many of you will know, is the first woman to go to space, like in real space, like outer space. So we're delighted to have her here. And Anousheh is also a very important partner to us because she is the chair of the Peace First, which is an organization based in the US who we are partnering with to run some really, really cool programs leading up to our 100th anniversary next year. So Anousheh, you've been an incredible mover and shaker. You've really been taking the tech world by storm, and as a woman in this field, you know, it's incredible to have you here. We're very excited about this partnership that we have with Peace First, where we are going together to help and bring the very, very good ideas from young people out there. As a Red Cross and Red Crescent movement, we are a movement of young people, and we know that there are at least 1.8 billion people who are young around the world, defined young, although we think we're young. And together we are going to harness the power of young people to tell us their stories and how they're making a difference in communities, whether it is in health, whether it is in community development, you know, and really bringing their vision and finding the solutions for the world we live in today with courage, compassion, and leadership. So, Anousheh, maybe you can start by telling us, you know, a little bit about, you know, why you're so excited about this program.
Absolutely. So I have been involved with Peace First for a long time, and I'm the chair of the board of directors. And I have seen how young people have been able to transform their communities and the environment and make a big impact. And as adults, sometimes we don't give them enough credit. We don't give them the support they need to bring those ideas to life. So we are super excited to partner with IFRC and the national societies and be able to offer an online program where we would be able to give them tools, mentorships, mini grants, and help them take their ideas from just being an idea to action and launch this globally, and then help support them to grow it. I think that's the best way we can make positive change in the world.
Fantastic. Now, to all you viewers out there, some of you may be part of the Red Cross Red Crescent movement, some of you may not be, it doesn't matter. Or if you're young and you have wonderful ideas, you be a part of this movement. What we're trying to do is, you know, use the principles that we have in the Red Cross about humanity, impartiality, independence, and all the other good values we have as a movement to engage young people and hopefully be engaged in the principles that we work in as well. And, you know, as someone who's so deeply passionate about engaging young people, you know, with the Red Cross and Red Crescent movement now, how do you envisage young people will really make the change we want to see in the world?
I think, you know, there's already a lot of them who have the idea, but what they don't know is how to actually go about implementing it. Sometimes they don't know even how to start, what's the first step to take. So with what we're doing with Red Crescent, we hope to be able to give them all the tools. They can go on this website, for example, and find out what others are doing with similar issues. And this is a global, you know, launch we're doing together. So they can learn from experience of other young people, you know, addressing the same type of issues in their countries, or perhaps they can even collaborate and work together on a solution. With mini grants, we can give them seed funding to get started. We can also try to bring experts to the table and mentor them when they have questions, when they hit a sort of a wall that they need to figure out how to go through. We can give them inspiration, we can give them mentorship, and I think we've seen already Peace First has been around for a while. We've experimented with different challenges in US, and we've already seen young people like we have a young gentleman, Emmanuel, who has done great work in in South America already in helping use planting trees to end conflicts, or we have a young gentleman in Baltimore who was tired of seeing police brutality because they just don't know how to communicate with young people. And Baba Tunda, who that's his name, he actually worked with the police department, started training the police department on how to engage youth in a way that will not result in conflict and loss of life. So already people are reaching beyond what we ever believed imaginable for a young person to be able to do, and demonstrate that they can do so much. So with your help, we want to get the message out there, and we want to invite the world to actually join us in this movement. If we get 1.6 billion young people out there, putting their ideas to work, I think we will have an amazing world to live in.
Absolutely agree. And I think calling out to all the young people who are watching us today, and the less young too, to inspire the young people to come be part of this journey with us. It's really exciting. We'll be officially launching the platform next month, and watch this space for more announcements. But it doesn't take much. It takes a cell phone, it takes your energy, your excitement, your creativity to be a part of this journey with us. Now, Anousheh, you've done incredible things. You have, all the things you're doing with the X Prize, where you're inspiring people to try new innovative ideas, taking them to scale. I get really excited hearing about the little ideas that have been able to be amplified. So I think here's another real opportunity
Absolutely.
for us to work together. But, when you think about it, what are some of the the future challenges and obstacles that we will need to overcome collectively? I mean, coming with your history, really being able to live your dream, right? No one would think that a woman like you would be able to go to space, right? So tell us, what do you think are the future challenges, and where you think we can work together collectively as young people to find solutions?
Oh, absolutely. I think, one of the easy places to start, which has sort of framed a lot of our grand challenges, is the Sustainable Development Goal, the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. I think we can frame a lot of these challenges we can all work on. But being someone who's involved with tech and has seen the positive impact of technological innovation in solving problems, I'm also worried about digital divide and making sure that not only just a small segment of the society can advance through access to these technological tools, but also everyone else. We need to bring all the different parts of the society up with us. So being able to bridge that digital divide and be able to make sure that everyone has access to technology, they have access to it in a way that they can actually benefit from it. Because also, if you just give a knife to someone who doesn't know how to use it, they can cut themselves. So we want to make sure that we curate and help them, actually educate them in this digital world, so they can become very positive and good beneficiaries of digital world. So I think those are some of the areas. Actually, young people have a lot of experience with digital technology.
Well, as they say, if you're stuck with your computer or your devices, look for a young person to help you out, right? So we're inviting questions from the audience. We have a young volunteer. His name is Kyle. He's 14 years old, and he's watching you all the way from Philippines.
Wow, hi, Kyle.
So he's asking, how can he get involved in this challenge?
Peace First is and peacefirst.org is the website that you can go to, but officially we're going to launch our joint website on the 24th of June, which happens to be the 100th anniversary of IFRC and how this movement started. So we're very excited. We will make an announcement together, and I think that's when the platform will go live, and then you will get access to tools. But if you want to just learn about our work, you can always go to our website.
Yeah. Well, we're launching on June 24th, but the 100th anniversary is next year. So we will be starting the program for the 100th anniversary from June 24th. Now, another question is coming. Do I need to be a member of the Red Cross to take part in this challenge?
No, no, we're looking for everyone.
Yes,
And then if you
yes.
happen to join Red Cross, that would be even better. But we're looking for people from every walk of life to join us and to bring their ideas to the table.
Absolutely. And in the process, you might become acquainted with us in the Red Cross and Red Crescent movement and become a volunteer. And we want our volunteers to be visionaries, and we want you to shape the future as well. Now, talking about the digital divide and all the ideas that you've been working on, I think it's very important we also get young girls to be involved in this because of the gender divide as well, which
Absolutely.
is in the digital divide. Yeah.
Absolutely. I think, I'm an electrical engineer, so I've always been part of the very small group of women or girls in the classroom. And I love to see more women involved in technology, because I think technology will be used in every aspect of life in future. And I think young girls and women can bring a new perspective to life and find new innovative ways of using technology for good. So I hope we get more women and girls excited about science, every field of science, every field of engineering.
Absolutely.
And see more of them in the classroom.
Great. Now, do we have any more questions from the audience? So I'm looking out for questions from the audience. Bear with me. I have to look at my phone. Here we go. We have a question from Nada Assad. I'm not sure where Nada Assad comes from. Hello, Nada. She asks, is there an age limit?
I think our age sort of definition of a young person is somewhere between ages of 12 to about 30, I would say. So if you're in that, which is a very wide range, then we want you to get involved and help. And even if you're not as young, or if you're younger than 12 years old, still have a great idea, I don't think anything should stop you to come and join and
Right.
put your ideas to work.
And if you're young like me, but not quite 30, we can always find a young person to take your idea.
Exactly.
So it's,
support the young people.
Yeah. Support young people to have nice ideas. Now, while we're waiting for more questions, maybe I want to ask you a question like, you've gone where no one has gone before. I've always wanted to say that on media. We grow up watching Star Trek and Captain Kirk and saying, to go where no man, no woman has
Yes.
ever gone before. And, tell me what it felt.
So going to space was, as you know, a childhood dream of mine, and I was very fortunate to be able to achieve this childhood dream. And the best part of this experience was that once you're in space and you look back on our home planet, and then you look out there and you see billions of beautiful stars out there, you realize how unique our home is and how precious our home is. And all those borders that you see on a map, just melts away, because they really don't exist. When you look at our planet, you only see masses of land in green and brown, and then you see our oceans in beautiful different shades of blue, and the white of the clouds surrounding it. And then you realize that we're all just humans living on this home planet of ours, going through universe. And sometimes we forget that perspective, and that's why we see a lot of conflicts around the world. But once you see that, then you just feel like you belong to every country, to every nation, to every religion, and it unites us. It's a very unifying experience.
It's giving me goosebumps, and I think it's a really important message, because at the end of the day, we all have this one planet that we live on, and we have this one life, and it's so precious to everyone, right? And how do we actually come together to do good? And I think this is what we are trying as a movement of Red Cross and Red Crescent, with our millions of volunteers around the world. We're saying we share humanity.
Absolutely.
So that humanity is precious to us, right?
Absolutely.
So we have a question now from Gio, who asks, what kinds of projects can we propose?
There is no limit to the kinds of projects. It has to just be something you're passionate about, a problem in your environment. Maybe it's regarding education, maybe it's regarding water safety, nutrition, gender parity, saving our planet, you name it. You can pick whatever it is that you want to solve, and then come up with a really interesting solution to solve it. And anything else you want, we can help you provide. You may even not have an exact idea, and you just know that you want to solve this problem, and just by joining the movement, you can go online and you can actually find support to help you find a solution.
Fantastic. And I think that's a really important message. It's about don't limit yourselves, your
Absolutely.
creativity and your ideas. Now, Alex Ayub is asking a really important question. He says, hi, Alex. How do we recruit and engage young people to volunteer, considering the hard economic times, both nationally and globally?
Well, I think actually that's the best time to do this, because when people are going through hardship, you see them come together. You see them actually find refuge in that community, in sharing their pain, their problems with others, and asking for help. So I think that should not be a reason to stop us. You see, when unfortunately when disaster strikes, actually that's where you get most of the people to volunteer. Everyone comes and humanity takes over, and that's what you want to see. So I would say actually that's one of the best times to see volunteerism grow.
You know, you're absolutely right. You know, Alex, you know, in some of the most difficult places in the world, you know, where we've had to, really deal with terrible situations like the Ebola crisis, it was our volunteers who were themselves, you know, maybe not so well off and who were facing so much hardship, that were going out and, you know, providing the victims of Ebola a safe and dignified burial that actually stopped the transmission of Ebola. It was people who were undergoing real hardship, economic hardship as well. So the power of humanity is just so critical, and so it is a really powerful thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now we have a question from Marcel asking, intergenerational collaboration is so important. Can you give us some examples from your experience of how adults committed to supporting youth can join the challenge?
Well, we're looking always for mentors, experts, and donors that can support this youth movement. So you can help in any one of those or all of those different categories. If you have a certain expertise in certain technologies, or just implementation or distribution of a solution, if you're a teacher, if you have done a startup, you're an entrepreneur, you can provide help in many different ways, just by bringing your experience to the table and giving us your time, your valuable time. Or if you want to just support the funds financially, it will help us provide these mini grants to the young people, and we look forward to everyone joining us.
Absolutely. You know, we don't even start the conversation with money, but it is important because we do need to give some small seed grants to these young people to start doing some of the things that they want to do. So we really call upon all of you to come and join us in some way: time, money, energy, ideas, and most of all to really also spread the word. Share this video with on this Facebook Live with all your friends on social media.
Absolutely.
and also tell people about this, because we're really excited about this, aren't we?
So
And
are
want
we.
to- right. So let's looking out for the questions, but you've overcome a lot of hurdles. We were watching the little clip from the film Sibide, which tells about a young girl, someone like you, who lived in Iran, who wanted to look at stars and wanted to be an astronomist, right?
Mm-hmm.
So all the hurdles that we all have to overcome. But for you, what is your one message to your viewers out there, our viewers out there, on overcoming hurdles?
So I would advise anyone who has found something that really ignites this deep passion inside, to prepare themselves that along the journey they will have obstacles, and that there will be times that everyone will tell them that it's impossible and they can't achieve what they want. But the most important thing is that they don't give up on themselves. And that they believe in what they want to achieve. It may take longer to do it, but I'm sure as long as we persevere and we continue to moving toward that goal that we have in life and our passion, we will find a way. Because I've seen so many people give up on their dreams or what they believe in, And even if the opportunity came or the door opened for them, because they're not focused on it anymore, they would miss the opportunity or not see it. So keeping that, even if you're not working on it immediately, keeping it in the background of your mind will help you see the opportunity arise and go for it. If you read about my life story, you will see that I didn't just decide that I'm going to go to space one day and then go to school and then applied for this. I actually went about it in a very roundabout way and had to do many different things that had nothing to do with space before I actually was able to achieve my dream. But in any part of my life, whether it was entrepreneurship and starting companies or actually being able to go to space, the most important thing for me was just to believe in myself and to believe that it's possible and to just persevere through troubles and always ask for help. There's so many great people out there. This partnership with IFRC, for example, with Peace First, we could not have done what we're trying to launch without your help. So you're always, when you want to do something good, you will find people who are out there to help and support you.
And similarly, we wouldn't have been able to do this without the inspiration from the young people at Peace First.
Absolutely.
Really shout out to Eric and all his amazing team and our teams as well.
Absolutely.
We have a wonderful question here from Maria from Bulgaria. Hi Maria from Bulgaria. Her question is, do you think this is the way for the big humanitarian organizations to work in the future in order to remain relevant for young people, to offer challenges and other opportunities for us ourselves to tackle local issues? Is this the future for us?
I believe so. I think
so
a lot
too.
of the humanitarian organizations actually have focused on youth. They just sometimes didn't have the tools or didn't know how to best engage them. So we're happy to help, and I think it is the best way because, again, being in space and feeling that unity of humanity, also being a tech entrepreneur, I've seen how young people now have this common language, the digital language. So when you travel across the world, actually you see these common threads that has been woven through this digital community. So they already have a good ground base to start from. And I hope that we can unite youth around the world much easier than we can unite adults around the world. So it's been proven to me that that's the way out, and I think a lot of the organization realize that.
It seems cliche when we say that the future lies in the hands of the youth, but it's really true, isn't
Absolutely.
it? And I think that we're living it each day.
Yes.
We're living it in demonstrations of where young people have brought peace to a country, where young people have brought democracy to a country.
Absolutely.
So we're living we are learning from young people all the time.
Absolutely.
And just to say, at the Federation, our strategy for the next 10 years, Strategy 2030, is really taking a futures and foresights approach and really looking at trends and trying new things and engaging with young people to tell us where they see the future, because they are the future, they are the present.
Yes.
And they will have to be on that journey as well.
Absolutely.
So another question we have is, Amal says, and it's a question from Amal. Hello, Amal.
Hi, Amal.
We need to make sure that young people who are underprivileged, especially with those who don't or who are not having access to our modern technology, are part of this initiative. How is Peace First and IFRC going to consider this?
So it's a good question, and it goes back to the digital divide. So because this is an online program, it will require someone to at least be able to access this. Now, it doesn't mean that you have a personal access. It can be through a sort of an internet cafe or anything like that. But also we're looking, and this is a shout out to all the global mobile companies out there to come and help us, support us in providing our young people with access to digital technology so they can participate and solve these big challenges that we have in the world. So we are looking for partners in that area to help also.
And it's funny, we were just talking about it before we came in here, that the telco providers are massive around the world, and we want to partner with you. We want to call telecommunication providers to offer this access, whether it's in mobile phones or internet cafes or whatever, for young people to do this, and even to have a simple phone, a smartphone that can record what they're doing and so forth. And we're having big ambitions, aren't we?
Absolutely.
We want to create a little documentary, and we're shouting out now to some of the large media companies who might want to turn this initiative and this journey, which is going to be around the world, into a film or a documentary that
Absolutely.
we can share how young people are bringing their vision, their ideas to the rest of the world for them to make their little communities and therefore adding up the world into a much better place for everyone.
Absolutely.
So there's another question here from Ahmed. Ahmed, hello Ahmed. How does the challenge organize and provide support for the projects?
So what happens is what we're trying to do is basically identify 100 innovations that will come out of this shout out to all the young people. And what we do is you go through a registration process online, and then you put your ideas out there. You will apply for a mini grant to just get you started with your idea, and then you can access, as I mentioned, mentors and experts to help you implement your idea and test it out. And we're hoping that through different ways of maybe through videos and different ways that you can let us know how you're doing and your progress, you can then apply to be part of the final 100 chosen that will receive a larger grant to actually take your prototype ideation to actually big implementation. And that's a process that will go over when we launch on the 24th, and over the next 18 months, this is what we would like to achieve, basically.
Absolutely. And we at the IFRC will work with Peace First. And, we also have 190 national societies around the world. So we're calling on all our national society members as well to be excited about this, our volunteers. Our national societies can be a conduit as well, where we can actually reach out and help to pass the message around on this project. But once the platform is launched next month, I think it becomes much more clear.
Absolutely.
But this is going to be an exciting, innovative journey. Now, maybe one last question that I will ask you is that, are there any role models in your life, who lead by example and use their influence to help young people succeed and shine?
So when I was growing up, again, there were not a lot of female role models around. I used to read, I'm from Iran, so I grew up in Iran, and there were these golden books that I used to read as a child, and few of them really interested me. One was about Madame Curie. So when I found these books about women scientists and women who've done extraordinary things, like Florence Nightingale also, it inspired me, and I really loved it. And in my mind, I wanted to do something significant, something that people would later on say that, oh, she invented this or she did this. That's why my love of science and astronomy sort of all combined together and helped me take this route in technology. And I also I always admired Albert Einstein, because I felt like it takes courage to have an idea that's contrary to everything that everyone else believes, and to actually go about thinking about the big picture of the universe. So I think this is what hopefully will have young people who will not limit themselves, and would be able to actually look beyond the ordinary things that the limits of that there's put in front of them, and to go beyond that and come up with really amazing ideas, and look at a lot of amazing women out there have done incredible work that you can find about astronauts, scientists, humanitarians, doctors. We're in everything. It's just that our stories are not told that much. So hopefully we'll get our stories told, and the stories of our young people told to the world.
Anousheh Ansari, it's been such a pleasure to have you on board. Your messages are loud and clear. Don't ever forget your dreams. Dare to dream. Keep them in mind. It may take time, but dreams do come true sometimes.
Absolutely.
And I think that your message that we are one humanity, and the borders fall apart when you're looking at it from outer space. Now, just to end this note, to thank everyone for watching us. please keep an eye out for our announcements on this very, very interesting program that we're going to do together with Peace First. I'm going to leave you with something because I wish you were going to space again. But I'll call this man Henri, this bear, because Henri Dunant was our founder. So wherever you go now, you have Henri to remind you.
Oh, thank you. I have to go back to space now.
Now you have to bring Henri to space.
I will take Henri to space.
Yes. And Anousheh, thank you so much again from IFRC and from your viewers out there. It's been an incredible honor and privilege and pleasure to be with you today.
It was my pleasure and honor to be here, and I'm so excited about our partnership.
That's right.
Thank you so much.
That's great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. This is a cute.
Isn't it cute?
Bear, yeah.